Lowdown Nation. It is Friday night. We are live, and we are here with episode 34 of the Lowdown with Matt. And tonight it is my distinct pleasure to have with me Dan and Zachary from the Oklahoma-based band We Are the Storm. How you doing, gentlemen?
Pretty good.
Good. I've been looking forward to this. So we'll go ahead and get into the topics at hand here. And this is a question for both of you guys. How long have you been playing music individually and as a band?
Well, I mean, I guess I'll let Dan start with that. He's been doing it longer than me.
Okay.
So I've been playing for about 11 years with guitar, but for band stuff, I would say about since 2015. I've been doing little groups here and there. Then how it goes, right? Like sometimes it goes slippery slope, sometimes it goes pretty good, or sometimes it doesn't go anywhere.
Right. So how long has this this project, this We Are the Storm, been a thing?
I would say I think it started really kicking off about 2 or 3 years ago. I would say is where it started kicking off. It was about the point where I met Dan that it started actually going somewhere, I would say.
Gotcha. So what about you? How long have you been playing music?
It basically started in college. I was doing a stupid degree. So I and then I started getting into music, and I was like, man, I think I'm gonna roll with this. And then I started wanting to sing, and I sang terribly. I sang awful. So I've been working at it for about probably maybe 5 years, I would say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, as far as your musical side of things, have either of you ever taken any kind of lessons, or are you pretty much self-taught musicians? How has that gone?
I am almost 100% self-taught. I lost my voice twice. Don't recommend it. I basically screamed wrong for about a year or two, and there's still one Instagram video up there that shows me doing a Linkin Park cover, and some was good, some was just like, oh my god, your throat is hurting. But yeah, the main thing where it started like being like a like it started getting better was I bought the Zen of Screaming CD, which ironically didn't really teach me how to scream. It just taught me how to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was watching a Architects. This vocal teacher was reacting to Architects, and she was like, "What he's doing is advanced, and it's like really good, and like you shouldn't try it." And I'm like, I could have swore that I did that right. So then I just started doing that, and then I was like, "Oh my god, I figured it out." So yeah, guitar too, self-taught.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I've been taking lessons here and there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started doing it since middle school, actually. but I didn't really pay attention because I started late. I couldn't read any music, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn sooner or later. So I went home that day. Then I was like looking for tabs and stuff. That worked
Hmm.
actually. So I caught on right away. I'm still learning music to read it actually, and it's pretty difficult here and there, but usually it has its own boundaries, you can say. 'Cause
Hmm.
without reading music, it's like you're just pretty much like killing yourself in a way. But
Absolutely.
with that, I've been self-taught and taking lessons actually.
I
Got
can't read words. Yeah, it was the same for me. Like tabs. I was like, my friend was like, yeah, check out this website called Songster, and I was like, wait, it just shows a number, and that's the string, and then it shows me how fast I need to play that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny. As far as guitar and bass goes, I can't read standard notation. I can do tab, but I mean, I've never really bothered to learn standard notation because I just haven't had to. But as far what you were talking about the vocals and screaming and everything, I'm not a vocalist, but I do know that there is a lot of technique to screaming, and the people that can do it right and do it safely are going to have long careers, but the people that just go out there and scream are going
Oh,
to end.
yeah,
Yeah.
this vocalist that Darren's like, they're doing it wrong, and I'm like, and then, I can tell when someone's doing it wrong. I can tell when someone's doing it right. And like you look at like all these cycle
Curious.
stuff, and he's like, and I'm like,
You're like, oh no.
and I was watching this one guy who's reviewing Chelsea Smile, and he was like, I like that one line, and then the line he like does a voice crack, and I'm like, you like that? It's like I mean the song is good, but like
Gotcha.
yeah.
So, you had mentioned the Lincoln Park cover. It's kind of a good segue. The last 24 hours, they've.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think of the new singer and the new song?
He
Oh, I
hates it.
have Zach to answer that right there.
He hates it. I absolutely I think she's perfect, honestly. I think her technique is on point. I think her tone is on point. I think like everything, like the pitch and everything, it was just perfect. The
so, so
new
you so
single,
you so you
new
guys are
single,
gonna have to agree to disagree, I
yeah,
guess.
the new single, I studied their chord progressions, like in their like that they do on all their songs. Same chord progression they usually do for all their hits, and like it sounded like Meteora to me without the turntable. I
Right.
thought at the end I heard a turntable, but like I was just like, damn, they
Pers-
back. They actually back.
Personally, uh, I feel like he's right though about the chord progressions. It's on point, it's on cue. The single's pretty good. I just not a big fan of her singing when she's singing the classics, but her screams are on point. They're
Yeah.
on key. It's just that I feel like I have to adjust myself. I know there's a few people who have to adjust it for themselves because Chester, we're so used to hearing his voice.
Right. Right.
And for me, I'm just so used to hearing his voice. But the singles are good, but I am very open to hearing that new record they're gonna put out because she sounds pretty dope.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of her singing the classics. I just feel like I have to get like adjust to it.
Gotcha. I actually, the only thing I've heard so far is the new single. I haven't heard her do any of the old stuff. So, I can't really speak to that. It sounds like you have.
Yeah, I was watching the live stream and some people were being like, "Nope," and I'm like, No, but what? You just mad it's not Chester? I'm like, just give her credit where it's due. Like,
There's certain people that are really pissed and they're trying to cancel her. I'm just like, are you serious? You just hate her that much? I feel like she's like doing a phenomenal job and just I feel like that's a big shoes to put on and
Oh,
it can be nervous. So
absolutely. Yeah.
actually,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, you've got to give her some credit for guts coming in there, knowing that she's going to be under a microscope, and people are going to be looking for any little thing they can nitpick about. So I mean, she's in a tough situation,
absolutely.
very
but
tough.
She's gonna have to run that mosh pit. She's gonna have to start a mosh pit in the festival. That's what I would do. I would just be like, I hate mosh pits, but screw it, bro.
yeah.
You hate him. I love him.
I don't jump in them. I mean, I jumped in one time and I was like, nope.
So So tell me about your current gear and your live setup. What do you play? What do you play through? Any pedal boards or effects y'all are using? Tell me
I
about all that stuff.
I mainly I've been just using was it the what is that thing called? Bias FX. It's like a program that has like it's like amps or something, like a virtual instrument thing. I've
Gotcha.
been using that. This is generally the guitar I've been recording with, the Mark Holcomb.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
yeah, so like I just looked up online. I'm like, what's the best guitar for Jet? And it was like, oh, this one. And I'm like, okay, buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit better than my old Schecter, but I mean, he
Come on.
disagrees. He likes Schecter too much.
What about you?
I have Schecters. I have like about 3 or 4 of them. They're like I have to like head that way and pick them up. But I have Sinister Gates custom. I have the Stealth C7 one. It's a red one. It sounds pretty brutal. I changed the pickups. They have Apocalypse pickups on it. The humbuckers are pretty nice, nicely done. For amps and all that, I use a PV and a Marshall.
Hmm.
Yeah, he knows a lot about more about guitars than me. I'm just like I just look up online like, what's the best thing that everyone says?
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, these days I'm mostly a bass player, and I've got an Ibanez 5 string that I absolutely love. That thing, when I went to Guitar Center to initially check it out, one of the things that sold me on it, I love the way Ibanez guitars in general play, but this thing plays like a dream and it is surprisingly light. I mean, it is a very light instrument, which completely shocked me. I was like, "Is something wrong with it?" when I first picked it up. But man, it is a great, great bass.
That's what I was surprised when I picked up the Mark Holcomb, and I was like, what? And you
Personally,
Yeah.
I
put the
love heavy
record, and it's
guitars.
like, dang.
I don't know why, but it's something about bass. They're always like they have all these crazy strings and they're very very light. And sometimes the pickups are very beautiful. Honestly, the pickups. Ibanez never disappoints with bass guitars. Actually,
Hmm. So, musicians have a tendency to collect gear. So, do either of you have anything really unusual or unique in your gear arsenal that you'd like to talk about?
I use mainly I'm the vocals, so I use two. I basically just like I looked up what Sam Carter is using, and then I just did that. Or but like before I even knew about that, like I was just like I walked up to the Guitar Center and I'm like, what's the best microphone? They're like SM7B, and I'm like, I want that one, and then I would buy that. Um, and I haven't had to use any other microphone after that since. I have two pop filters on it. I got some like crazy. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a thing that goes around the microphone, like a huge box thing, and
Gotcha.
microphone stand and all that. And that's basically my set. I mean,
Gotcha.
I guess a vocalist doesn't really got much in terms of
What about you, Dan?
I would say the most unusual thing I like to jam out to, well, while I'm jamming, I like to have like either a bobblehead or something horror related, like like Freddy Krueger's like claws or something. It just
yeah.
motivates me. It just brings out the character, you can say, because I have an alter ego when I play. It's Dan Silence.
Yeah. So, who would you say are some of, and this is really to both of you, who would you say are some of your musical influences?
My first one, straight up, Linkin Park, bro. I'm gonna be honest, like straight up from the age of, I think it was like 4. I heard Meteora on a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle commercial or something. I heard like Numb or something, and then from then on, I was just like, "That's the best band ever." So then I just would just like jump on the couch with my childhood best friend. We would just jam out to Linkin Park and like straight up like till I was like 14. I mean, yeah, here and there I would listen to Green Day or something, but like mostly it was just Linkin Park. And then in college, well, actually, in high school, I got into rap, so I was into rap, so I was into like NF and Eminem and stuff. But then I got
Mhm.
into college, and I was dealing with a lot of depression and stuff, and I'm like, this just ain't doing it. This just making me sad. Like this isn't like, it's not like it's not helping me like get stuff out. It's not aggressive. It's not intense enough. So then I got back into rock, and then eventually I just somehow I ended up after like listening to some like heavy rock. I dabbled here and there in metalcore, but I was like, screaming. Like I hate the screaming. I don't like it. It's annoying. And then at some point I somehow got into Bring Me the Horizon, and then I was just like, whoa, this is dope. And then I started paying more attention to the emotion and stuff, and then I was like, holy crap, this stuff is so deep. Like, and then eventually I got into Architects, and by then I was like freaking super into metal.
Gotcha.
And Architects straight up taught me how to scream correctly. So, like, I would say that very heavy influence on that one.
Gotcha. What about you?
I would say Motionless in White and Avenged Sevenfold for me. Same thing with Korn, because with Korn, I love Jonathan Davis' vocals. So he lets that emotion out, and you can hear it in his album. Like even though like you can feel it, sometimes you want to cry with him in a way. Like, oh my god, like, are you okay? But with Chris Motionless, his vocals are just crisp and crisp. And I know he hates his vocals. He says in interviews he hates it. He hates it. But I like his vocals. And sometimes when he's singing, I try to like push him in a way because I hear that I hear it like it wants to come out, and when I push him, I get influenced by Chris Motionless in a way. I'm like, hey, that would sound dope if you do this or do that. Same thing with Vince Simple. Sometimes I'm not I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but there's certain experimental things that we do. I'm like, oh, you should try this. You should try this effect and try this effect. And all these effects, I've been influenced by Life is But a Dream, and no one really likes his album, actually. I love it. He hates it. You could tell he hates it. But I love it because it's experimental.
I
But I just love the way how artistically Avenged Sevenfold is. You don't hate it? You love it? Alright, he's breaking up.
Wait, hello.
Wait, you love it?
We may have, we may
We
have.
may have lost him.
Well,
Hello?
wait. Oh,
Ah,
there he is. Maybe.
hello. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're
okay.
good. So you
Um,
love it now?
I didn't know. I never said that. I just said it was weird. I don't hate the album. I just every time I hear and then whoa, I'm just like,
Yeah, you know, I'll say it took me a few listens to that album to appreciate it. The first time I listened to it, I was like, "What is this?" But you know, knowing how creative those guys were and are, I mean, I wasn't willing to just write it off immediately, you know. So I took a few more listens, and now I think it's actually a great album. It's just very different, but there's nothing wrong with doing something completely different, you know,
Exactly.
and kind of reinventing yourself. I mean, yeah, and it's great that they had the opportunity to do that. So
yeah, like it reminded me a lot of what's that? It's like an '80s artist or something. It's like the Electric Blue Orchestra or something. Like I was just like, they just straight up just like got high or something and just listened to Electric Blue Orchestra for like an entire year, and we're like, yeah, let's add metal to that. And I'm like, what?
I mean, you're
But
not quite wrong. 'Cause I listened to that little interview with the band. They said they took shrooms, like
oh,
psychedelics.
I did.
Yeah, that's how they got the nobody part of that. The
hmm.
Like but yeah, like Architects, the controversial album that they recently released, Classic Symptoms, like that album was extremely hated for, I mean, I didn't hate it. I wasn't exactly impressed by some of the songs, because some of the songs it's like, why are you holding back?
Right.
He's like, ah, yeah, yeah, and I'm like, why are you just screaming? This is the part where you scream. I don't understand. But it felt
So
like cyber rock to me, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm down.
gotcha, gotcha. So question for both of you: what was the very first concert you attended as a fan?
Oh no. That is so bad. Dan's not even heard this one. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, this is new. I'm listening.
Oh, I don't even think will you even know this? Did you know Christian artists? Like, do you know any of the famous ones?
Oh,
Chris Tomlin.
Oh yeah, I know who Chris Tomlin is.
I saw that, and I think back then I'm like, that was your first concert? Oh no. But after that it was which, I mean, it was cool, I guess, to me back then. Not now, it's like so much better than that. But like, the second one was NF, which was actually really cool. I saw him when he was like really small, like before he got big. Like I found
Mhm.
him like on the first album and supported him all the way to where he's like freaking huge now. So I saw him when he was just like in like a little freaking venue, like really small venue, like with like
Nice.
100, 200 people. But my first like insane concert was Slipknot. I saw Slipknot at Rocklahoma, like when they first came back after the pandemic.
hmm
That was my first like real concert. That was insane.
A couple of years ago, I took my son, who I guess he was 13 at the time, to his first rock show, and it was Slipknot with Ice Nine Kills
Ooh.
and Crown the Empire. And great first rock show. I mean, for
Oh
him,
yeah.
you know. So yeah, and uh, that was actually the last big show I've been to. I need to get back out and see some shows. I just haven't lately. So
The Falling in Reverse one recently was insane. Where I was at the one where they're getting burned, where they're getting burned by the fire, and they're like,
oh
"Bring the
yeah.
fire back!" And I was like, "That's so metal."
So what about you? What was your first show as a fan?
well, I'm not sure if Zach knows about this one. I seen Korn and Ozzy Osbourne as my first concert. It was at Sunset
Dang,
Strip.
bro.
It was
Nice.
pretty brutal actually. I forgot who was there. There was a lot of bands that were there. I was like 8 at the time, and I was in the mosh pit. By the way, my uncles were protecting me, and my mom was there, and she was protecting me. I've been raised like household of like rock and metal, and that's what I got instantly became a fan. I'm like, wow. I was still a fan of Ozzy, and I'm still am actually, and that was like the first time I seen him. I think it was the last time also, but it was pretty badass.
No doubt. So, and again, this is a question to both of you. Away from music, what are some of your other hobbies and interests?
Um, I mean, once I got into music, like seriously into it, I mean, before that, it was like video games, I would, but like by the time I was getting depression and stuff like it, I wasn't really that interested in video games or anything. I mostly, I'm writing some novels that are kind of gonna go along with the lore a little bit. We're not gonna do everything about that, but like we are telling something, some type of story, um, while also putting your personal stuff into it at the same time. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of taken a break from that because I want to focus more on this right now.
Gotcha.
But besides that, I mean, I just basically work.
Gotcha.
I sometimes play video games, but mostly I just hang out with my friends. I don't really do anything else much anymore. I don't
Gotcha.
have time for it.
What about you, Dan?
I would say still a video game. I still play video games here and there. Besides that, I still practice my guitar here, like other stuff, but like softer stuff and more a little bit lighter stuff. Because I feel like there's more and more into a guitar. But besides that, working out, going fishing, taking long walks. I just love long walks 'cause it's just like it releases something for me. Same thing with working out.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So as far as the novels and the lore, it almost sounds like you've got sort of a Coheed and Cambria type of thing going. You know, having novels and other source material aside from the music. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, people are gonna be like, "Oh no, it's another star set. Here we go." Dan's always like star set.
So, where did the name for the band, the We Are the Storm, come from?
Gotcha.
It came from a point where basically my friend said to me he was saying like saying to you, like I have you surrounded, and like um the storm's gonna destroy you, and he's like, and you should say to him, you idiot, I am the storm. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of where we got the name from, and it just kind of became more of a chant. Now it's more of like a chant now. It's like, you screw with us, you idiots. Like, um the more we go through stuff, the more we've decided to just like become the storm, I guess you could say. Like we've decided to become ruthless, and not in a sense it's like exactly evil, but it's just like, not taking shit from people and stuff like that. Like we just,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. So, tell me about the songwriting process within the band. Is there a primary writer or is it a collaborative thing? How has that gone?
Me and Dan. Dan just straight up just like he sends me so much stuff. Like he just like every week it's just like, here's a new song, and I'm like, whoa. And I look through it and I'm like, where do you find all these big words? You like bring out the word lamentation. I'm like, you're the first person I've ever seen send me a text saying lamentation. Um, and I generally like, I just, I'm the one who rhymes a lot. He's the one who,
Yes.
like, he sends a lot of stuff, and then I just like, I take what he does, and then I'm like, how can I make this rhyme better?
Or how to
So
sound
it's a
better.
huge, yeah, it's a huge collaboration. Like we just take different stuff and then throw stuff and then put it together and then
Or
until it sounds good.
I mean, I get my ideas just by seeing things, what I see and what I hear, and sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let's add this, or sometimes I write songs about my experiences or what people are experiencing. My goal as a musician, I just don't want people to feel alone or left out. That's what I want to do.
And
Gotcha.
add the blood there. And there's a segment where he was just straight up just going, and then we'll have a breakdown. Blah. And I'm like, we're not gonna say blah in every song, Dan. We're gonna get roasted for that. We're going to say blah, but not that much.
No, I said we're gonna do it twice in one song.
And then he was trying to invent a new blah.
The double bleh.
It was like a blah or something. What was it again?
It was the O's.
It was a blue.
So like a blue?
Oh, oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. So I got this idea from Knocked Loose, and they were just like, where counting worms, he just barks. So I was like, you know what, we should do something like that, but in a way, just say something stupid, just for fun. So that's where I got the idea, and he was like, no, we're not gonna do that. No, it's like, it's just for fun. Just make a stupid song that
I
sounds
never
pretty
said
good.
that. I said let's do it.
Wait, you're down?
Yeah, I'm down to do the R5 or some shit. Like
All right, all right,
I've
for
been
sure, for
practicing
sure.
that. I've been practicing the R5.
All right, sweet.
So how much have you played live as We Are the Storm?
0.
Okay.
He's mostly the one that's played live. I've
I did, but as a
I
band,
just sing a
0.
lot. I just sing a lot. I sing at work. I sing at home. I sing everywhere. Like so like for me it's like and I've already like stood up stage and like talked to people and stuff. I don't really got much stage fright. So it's like of course I'm gonna be nervous, but it's like the music's gonna be so heavy, I just won't care. I've been to a Bad Omens concert, been depressed, and then just like it's like, and I'm like, oh, okay, yes. So
Gotcha.
I'm ready.
But
I
for
just
live,
yeah.
I've performed 2 shows. Once it was like school, and then the other one was a backyard show. It was horrible. At the time, one of my friends, he had like a drum solo. The drum solo went for 10 minutes.
Oh
And
no, no, you
yes,
were one
I'm
of
being
those
serious.
fans,
10 minutes straight. It
no.
didn't sound nothing. I just stopped playing. And at that time we were called the Ziggity Zack and the Kids. So it
Gotcha.
was funky. It was a bit funky, yes. I don't think he knows about this one, but it's a
I don't
news story for
know.
both.
Yeah,
Nice.
I saw Godsmack at Rocklahoma, and they straight up they got up and they brought out three drum sets, and they all started going do 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 do, and they just did that same beat for like 10 minutes. I recorded it. I recorded it for 10 minutes, and it went on for 10 minutes. I'm like, my hand is starting to hurt. My hand is starting to hurt because you're still going. I'm trying to time how long this is going to take, and it's just like, oh
Gotcha.
my, I get it.
So um so I've heard Obsidian and really enjoyed it. What would you say is your favorite We Are the Storm song to play?
We've got a few that the idea of it is completed. We need to like professionally record them, of course, and all that. But the favorite one.
I would say Destiny for me.
Damn, really? Destiny? Okay. That's a hard one for me because, like, we've literally said like, "Oh, you think Obsidian's good? That's not even our best song.
Nope.
That's not even our best song." But God, I right now, since we don't really got many of the heavy songs done, I would guess I would have to say it's just a tie between Destiny and Obsidian for me. I really like the thing we're doing with Destiny because it's more of a rock song,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like got that epic theme in it. While Obsidian, I can just go crazy with vocals, so I always like going crazy with vocals.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are based in Oklahoma. And this is to both of you, what is your favorite thing about Oklahoma?
Well, right now we're in a place where basically we're moving him over to Oklahoma. We're getting a house.
Yeah.
So,
Gotcha.
and from there, like I got my DJ, who's also going to be the keyboardist and all that. He's in Texas, and so he's going to be moving in too. And honestly, the best thing about Oklahoma, I'm gonna be honest. At first, when I like for the most of my life, I was like, Oklahoma sucks. There's nothing you can do here. It's terrible. It's hot. It's stupid. And then like as I started seeing the country go like to basically crap everywhere, I was like looking at Oklahoma. I'm like, dang, nothing happens here. That's it. Nothing happens here. That's amazing. Nothing happens. There's no riots. There's nothing. It's just peace. And if like something crazy happens, it's not like crazy. It's like just like some teenager doing something stupid.
Gotcha.
Well, for
You know, sometimes there's a lot to be said for you know a little non-crazy.
Yeah.
yeah,
But I would say what I like about Oklahoma is just the fact like it feels like an underdog to me. It feels like the underdog state. Like I always like I've talked to my parents and everything, and I'm like, no one big has come from here, and they're like, what is that one actor? I'm like, I've never heard of them. Is that is like, are they as good as Keanu Reeves? No. Okay, well. Then are they Sylvester Stallone? Like, what are they? I've never heard of them. That means nothing to me. I want. Where's Chester Bennington, bro? Where's the Chester Bennington of Oklahoma? Like, you always see it from like California or something, and it's just like, that's it. That's it. Me, I got to do this. I got to make this band like the big thing. So, that's like kind of my objective is just do something cool with Oklahoma that's generally not happening. But we do got we're not absolutely boring. We get bands and stuff here. Sadly, not architects. For some reason, they decided to skip my state, so I had to go to Texas to see them.
but yeah, I reside in California. For me, the best thing about California is just in and out. That's it. Nothing much.
Yeah. What part of California?
Long Beach.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm not a beach person, so
Yeah. So you're both pretty young guys, but knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger selves, what would it be?
Oh, so many things. I'm 26, and I'm just like, number one, don't trust women. Number two, not that women are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't trust most of them because most of them want something. Number two, don't be desperate. Number 3, don't go to college. Don't go to college. Get a job. Make money. Um, because yeah, it's like now I'm paying off college debt for a stupid degree that I didn't I didn't need because I went to those I was doing it for writing, and when I went into writing, it was the first time in my life where I actually excelled at something where and everyone else just wasn't. And I don't say that to be mean. I'm just saying like if it was a competition, I'd win, and I did win a competition. I went to a it was a it was like a writing competition where we would submit something and then like they would act it out or something or like in front of the audience or whatever. And I came in there with a 30-page script, and everyone else came in there with like a 1-page poem or like a 5-page short story or something. And at the time, I was just like a 21-year-old or something, and I was just like, "Am I gonna win? I've never won anything before. I don't know if I'm gonna win." And then they were like, "Zach won," and I'm like, "What?" And I think back to that, and I'm like, "Yeah, I underestimated myself." And now I'm like, "Why did I take that? I already knew how to do all that stuff, and I didn't need to." So it's like, I guess trust yourself more, but not too much. Um, Yeah, just stay away from doing stupid stuff too. Stupid stuff gets you into absolutely stupid places where
They
you just end up in situations that you don't want to be in.
they say play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, yeah, very stupid prizes. Um, so yeah, like I mean, yeah, that's basically it.
what about you, Dan?
I would say never give up. Do not like, do not fall back, keep going forward. Always believe in yourself, just like I believe in Joe Hendry. And I would say just keep up with writing. Not I remember I had a writer's block when I was like 20, and I came barely came back when I was 22. So I always just told myself just continue just writing and reading and just explore different things, different areas of like, aspects of like genres of books or comics.
Absolutely. And I got to say, who doesn't believe in Joe Hendry?
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't think he does. Yeah, we have to make
I
him
was
a
no,
believer.
I messed with him. I'm like, I no longer believe in Joe Hendry, and he's like, I'm like, well, I mean, you just say it so much that I just like now I just want to piss you off.
that guy has cracked the code in going viral.
Yep.
I mean, he has figured it out.
It's pretty cool. He went to school for music, and then he was looking at the Temple of Queen. I forgot what song, and then that's how he came up with I Believe in Joe Hendry.
hmm So, something that I've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is I've let the current guest pose a question for a future guest. And so one of my previous guests, this guy Chris Cassine, who is the bass player for a band out in Kansas City called Scarlet View, he said he posed this question: if you were stranded on a desert island and could only have one album to listen to, what album would you want? And it's the only thing you've got.
For me personally, I would say Waking the Fallen by Avenged Sevenfold, because that album has helped me push through depression, and that band saved me from depression. Like, even though when I was lost during middle school and high school, that's the only band that saved me, you can say. That's why I have this strong connection with this band. Even though they don't know it, they don't know me, but these songs are just like, they mean something to me. And if I'm gonna get stranded for there, that's the only album that could save me and push through.
It's a
Gotcha.
hard one for me because I've had so many like specific albums that have basically been the reason that I'm alive. Um, that's a hard one because it like comes down to like all our gods have abandoned us, and what was it Phenomena by Auto Machine, which like no one's gonna know what that is because that's in the epic music genre. It's like a different. It's like for trailer music and stuff. And Hybrid Theory. I mean, that's a hard one. I would probably have to say. I'd probably have to say the Architects one maybe because simply the hardest point in my life. That that all our gods have abandoned us album. That album I related to it so much, especially like Memento Mori. That song was just like I would just be thinking of like people who died, and I just related to it because it was like they were talking to me.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, I would have to say that album. Plus the angry songs are just so good.
Gotcha. So, since this is a series, and I can definitely take one from each of you if you can come up with something. What is a question that you would like to pose to the next person in the hot seat? If you can't come up with something right now, you can message me later. But
I got one.
okay.
I got one. What's the
Okay.
weirdest tattoo you got?
Okay. And what about you, Zach?
What is the stupidest thing you would wear as an earring?
As an earring?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one. Me, I would say hoops.
That's so basic. Like, and the reason I was thinking that is like I just thought of a pencil, like a pencil lining up an earring, and I'm just like that looks so stupid.
Gotcha. So we're getting toward the end of things now. Do you have anything coming down the pike that you'd like to give some hype to? Any songs that are close to being released, or any good stuff like that?
Destiny's coming. That one, like ever since we got Obsidian, which Obsidian was absolute hell on earth, we had to re-record that song 4 times.
Don't
First
forget
time, my computer.
this part.
Okay, let me see. Let me think. Okay, the first time I tried to play a game. I tried to play a computer game, and the computer game killed my computer. And then I had
lovely.
to get it fixed. And then the second time, we're sitting down. We're like, all right, let's record. And then I click on it. I click on the Obsidian song to like open it, and then it doesn't open. And then I'm like, what the heck? So then I click on it again, and then I'm like, wait, where are the songs? And they're just poof, they're all gone. And I'm just like, thanks, Satan. Appreciate that. Great. So
All of our stuff was gone.
And then the third time, I didn't know how to work with a project or anything. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, and so the size of it just got ridiculously huge for no reason. And so the fourth time we were gonna release a different song, but I absolutely hate that song right now. I still hate that song. It's called The Great Deception, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate the verses. I hate everything. I hate everything about that song. So yeah, I was like, no, we're not doing this. I'm tired of recording. I'm tired of anything. So I was like, you know what? Let's release Obsidian. So then we did that one. And that took a year to do that, I think. And now after we've done that, it's now it's just just like one after, like we're just like I'll just ace vocals like that, song done, ace that, I'm done. Like we'll because it's like now we know how to record it, so stuff's gonna start coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Personally, I like the Great Deception. I was the one that's telling him to use these effects, the vocal effects.
oh yeah,
I'm not sure if he's a big fan of it, but I got those influence from Avenged Sevenfold. I think it was
Mhm.
Mattel. I think that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
And then I showed him, and then I'm not sure if he knows, but certain songs or certain ideas, I got it from Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber. So I'm a big fan of those. So I get influenced by little stuff. I don't think he knows about it, but I like to branch
Well,
out, find
he
little
does.
things.
He does now.
It's just that these little.
I mean,
You
it's
have to
like
give the
yes, I
credit
don't
though.
really care. I don't care where he gets the idea as long as the idea is good. I don't really care.
It's just like it's just that there's a small portion what they're doing. I'm just like, okay, that sounds pretty good. Same thing with Kanye West. He has like these beats, and I'm just like, okay, that sounds really good.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I would say the next one, Destiny is gonna come out, but I'm kind of concerned about releasing that now because seeing that Linkin Park's about to drop an album, I'm like, I do not want to be on the tail end of that. No one's gonna listen to her song that's out. So
Yep.
it's like, it's like, damn, we might have to release that a month before that because once that's out, there's, I was gonna be like, we are the storm. I don't care about that.
I want to
Gotcha.
release X though.
Oh, X. Yeah, that one's gonna be a banger too. That one's pretty good.
Well, one thing I'll let you guys know, I do periodic new music spotlight shows. So as you guys have new stuff coming out, we can get you back on one of the new music shows, and we'll play the new song in its entirety and let you guys talk about the song. The meaning, the songwriting process, the recording process, all that good stuff. Because I love giving exposure to new stuff. So we'll stay in touch and definitely have you guys on again when you've got new stuff.
Absolutely, we love that.
Absolutely, I love that.
We appreciate that. Yeah.
So anyway, thank you guys for your time. And, for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this in replays and such on the web, thank you for that. If you like what we've got going here, definitely continue to spread the word. This whole thing is really taking on a life of its own. This next week, on Monday, I've got a live stream with a wrestler named Jagger Lane, and then on Wednesday, and both of these are at 7 p.m. Eastern. On Wednesday, I've got another wrestler, the horror icon Charlie Kills. He's got a whole horror vibe going on. And he's really doing some really cool, unique, and innovative stuff. So I'm definitely excited to have him on and hear about what he's got going on. So anyway, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, love each other, and we will see you Monday night at 7